This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
I'm Katie Rammel with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. More developing news out of North Phoenix, a toddler dying following an accidental shooting. We brought this to you as breaking news, but we now know that the victim is Caden Lewis and just 2 years old. His father, 29-year-old Joshua Lewis, now in jail. Police say Caden got his hands on his father's loaded gun. Joshua making his first appearance in court. Witnesses telling ABC15 they heard the parents of the child running out with him in their arms. They were screaming for help. Court documents show Caden's mom, Amanda Bailey, admitted to police she was on TikTok right there in the same room when the shot was fired. Lewis, meantime, saying the gun was within reach of his 2- and 3-year-old children before the shooting. His bond is now set at $250,000.
Why is the bond so high?
Well, it's given the circumstances. I mean, there is a victim that is dead in this case, and so that's why the bond is so high.
Documents say Amanda told investigators that Josh owned the gun and carried it loaded for the last 2 months. Josh telling police he didn't know if that gun was loaded. A fire sparked in a fireplace, leaving 3 people without a place to call home. It happened near 51st Avenue in Union Hills. Luckily, no one was hurt. NASA and NOAA released the global temperature data for 2021, and once again, temperatures continue to climb. That contributes to extreme weather events, some here in Arizona. In 2021, Earth's average temperature tied with 2018 as the 6th warmest on record, 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit above the average, adding to this continuing warming trend scientists have been observing so far this century. In fact, the past 8 years have been the warmest since modern record keeping began in 1880. Telling scientists that the planet is indeed warming, they also say this is a cause for concern.
Global changes affect everywhere. This is going to affect things like agriculture. It'll affect things like the supply chain. So, one of the things that we keep trying to tell people is this is something that everyone around the world needs to be concerned about.
The warming played a part in numerous weather and climate-related disasters we experienced last year. In the U.S. alone, there were 20 of these that exceeded $1 billion in damage. One of the events that contributed to this was the Telegraph Fire in Gila County. That, along with several large wildfires in the West, led to a staggering $10.6 billion in damage. Prices have increased across the valley as inflation hits a new high since 1982. Many of you telling us here at ABC 15 that money just is not stretching as far anymore. Greg Barr with the Phoenix Business Journal says U.S. inflation saw a 7% increase from a year earlier. The valley's spike was even higher, sitting at 9.7%. He says it's the second highest in the country, and this, of course, affects everything.
Across the country, housing prices are up about 5%, but in Phoenix, it's closer to 10%. For food, it's about the same here in Phoenix as the rest of the country, running about 5-7% higher. Gasoline is the biggest one here, where we're seeing the prices go up more than 50% higher here, than other parts of the country, maybe just under 50%.
Barr goes on to say income isn't going up fast enough, a reality that's affecting food banks as well. The CEO of United Food Bank tells us in the summer they were handing out 10,000 to 16,000 emergency food bags a month. Since fall, that number has increased to 30,000. As for when we'll see prices go down, Barr says if Omicron peaks by the end of this month and then dissipates, we could see a more return to normal by the end of February. By the way, for a list of food bank locations, click on this story on our website at abc15.com. Our first look at the plans for a BetMGM sportsbook. A 2-story facility is being built on the north side of the Great Lawn at State Farm Stadium in Glendale. The building will have indoor and outdoor restaurants and bars, along with a massive video wall. The goal is to open in time for kickoff for next year's NFL season.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sellens with a look at your most accurate forecast. And more clouds passing through tomorrow, more 70s on tap again, and another morning where particle pollution will spike in the early morning forecast. So you may want to spend your time outdoors in the afternoon hours. We'll hit 65 degrees by noon and 72 at 4, and air quality is looking best during those afternoon hours tomorrow. Winds are not looking too bad here in the valley, but we will see breezes pick up across northern and eastern Arizona. Windy conditions along the Colorado River Valley Valley tomorrow. And then with the winds shifting out of the east and northeast on Saturday, those breezes will pick up here in the valley and down along I-10 into Casa Grande and Tucson on Saturday as well. So look for breezy conditions, gust at 25 miles per hour here on Saturday, but a continuation of these 70s, passing clouds over the next several days, but still no rain. And again, low 70s through most of next week with overnight lows in the 40s.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to ABC15.com or download our free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.